Alright guys, welcome to my new channel. I played Magic about 25 years ago. Things were much different then. The play style was a lot more simplified. Obviously there was so many less abilities. Some of them seem pretty crazy these days, and then they changed it from the 60 card standard type of decks where you can have 4 duplicates in each deck. And they changed it up with the commanders. Everybody knows commander deck. So there's my story coming back into Magic after 25 years. And it's pretty devastating that I've sold my cards like a long time ago for so cheap. And I had cards worth so much, like a Gaia's Cradle in my elf deck. I had 4 Grim Monoliths. I had 4 Survival Fittest, 4 Goblin Lackeys. That's not worth that much, but I mean, I had lots of cards from the Urza sets, all the way. I started when Mirage and Ice Age were still being sold in shops. Really wish I just bought some unopened packs and starter packs and just held on to them. Anyways, let's get into this video. Alright guys, so what I wanted to do is reconstruct my old elf deck. I used to have such good duels with my brother. So this is a 60 card deck. I do have 2 decks that these are precons from the commander. I'm going to try battling them against each other. I don't really have anybody I know that plays Magic. I just started again. And maybe meet people at the local card shop. Anyways, I just want to show you kind of how my deck used to be. Obviously this consists of a lot of newer cards too, but the idea of my deck was that you could use elves. They produce tons of mana, and then you convert it. I would convert it because I'd have 4 Sky Shrewd elves, and you convert all that green mana, one of them into a red, and then you cast a giant fireball. That was one way of just annihilating your opponent. Now they have all these other cool cards, so this deck is essentially red, green, and white, primarily green. And the ideal of it, well, yeah, basically like what I just said though. Yeah, so I'd have like 4 fireballs, throw in some other big creatures. Creatures have become so powerful. I remember back when a higher card would do something like a 6/6 would have like a drawback. Now you get a 6/6 for even cheaper, and even has a capability that's super strong. But anyways, I used to use Priest of Titania. That gives 1 green mana for each elf in play, and then untap it, and then tap it again, and I would just be able to draw out this massive fireball. They still have even made that stronger. Look at this. This does this, plus gives all your elves +1/+1. I wish I had Eladmarie, Lord of Leaves. I did have one of those. It's worth a lot. It gives all elves. It's like an elf lord, a legend, and it gives all your elves where they can't be targeted spells or abilities. So like hexproof, I guess that it's called now. So they have names for everything now, as you guys all know who already play. I might not lay out this whole deck. I just want to explain that I kind of just want to go back to the old school, 60 card decks. I don't know if I could get into this whole commander thing. People say it takes a lot of... I almost felt like it was almost more strategy when you're trying to make these combos and stuff. I guess there's different ways of looking at it, because when you can have 4 of a kind, 4 duplicates, that made stuff very powerful. Llanowar Elves, a crutch of many, like a very strong point for beginning the game, just to start pumping out mana. Kind of like the Goblin decks are fast, Elf decks are fast, but I'd say Elf decks could almost overrun even quicker. And then you just throw something like this. So I used to use an Overrun. That was before like this was around, but this is really cool. Preposterous Proportions, awesome name, awesome picture. Look at these squirrels, the sizes of houses and buildings. That's really cool. Vigilance to end a turn. Now, if it gave them trample, boy, that'd be something else, wouldn't it? But they don't even have to tap to attack. I guess vigilance is that. So I'm still learning all these abilities, and this is all new. I stopped playing before they even made the Planeswalker. So I'm still learning this. I bought some die. But yeah, this is my elf deck. I did order some. I ordered a lot of this from a card shop where you get what you want, what you need. This is a good guy right here. So this should be a powerful elf deck, but it's like everyone's all into playing this new format, and I don't know what I want to think about the whole commander deck. It's not new. It's like 20 years old. Been around for 20 years or so. I guess all this changed right when I stopped playing. It's pretty wild. This is a very expensive hobby. I've already put like $500 or $600 in all this, and keep in mind, my brother got me started again for Christmas. He got me a little pre-made elf deck from Amazon, and then I bought all these other cards and just enhanced it to get close back to what I used to have. It is pretty wild because a lot of my older cards are like worthless now. A lot of them were worth a lot, or some of them, like the select few, would just bankroll. Like that Gaia's Cradle, $1,000, and it was in good condition because I did use sleeves like this. But I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling on, just ranting about. Wow, I don't know if I'm hoping I could just kind of get into the whole groove of this. They just have so many. There's just so many cards that are so powerful. It's just wild. It used to be, I think it used to be better. Let me know. Like, I liked how it used to be where they weren't so powerful, but there's just so many things now. I guess Commander's different. You got the 40 life and all. It just doesn't seem like much strategy. Or what's the chance of you're going to draw something out of one card out of 100? I mean, that's crazy. So I guess they call it legacy, what I'm trying to do. I need to figure out ban lists and whatnot. I did go ahead and I bought like $1,000 pack, not $1,000, 1,000 cards for like $40, and I got some good little stacks of uncommons from every color. It was good to just kind of get, so I have a box to go through and stuff when I'm building decks and designing stuff. Obviously, you're not going to get super high-end stuff by doing that. I did buy a whole booster box that I just opened of, can't even think what it's called now. Something Burrow. Anyways, yeah, I just opened my first booster box. Feeling stupid. Yeah, Bloom Burrow. I don't even feel like I got a good box with that, to be quite honest. But anyways, I'm going to try to get into this. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe to my new channel. Let me know what you think. Do you have any recommendations for me? So I also bought a whole box of land. Some people might say that's a waste of money, but just so I can start constructing decks. I ordered all these individual cards to make my own land destruction deck, and it's going to be a 60 card deck, and that should be coming. That way I can kind of practice and see how that works against my elf deck. And then I want to make a toxic deck. I'm going to look at all the toxic cards available and order for a 60 card deck, individuals. All right, guys. Well, God bless, and that's it for this video.